All right, third time's the charm, dude. Let's see. Let's see. All right. If this doesn't work, this is fucked. Oh my god. All right, it hasn't given me any issues yet. Or so far. If you guys are here, type in the chat. I should run a speed test, actually. All right, I don't think we've had any issues for 2 minutes. We should be okay. Yeah, I switched the Ethernet port on the router. Doesn't look like we've gotten any issues since. The things we deal with, chat. The things we deal with, dude. All right, so it looks like, so nothing's buffering, right? It on my end, it looks like it's good. It's been above 2,600 this whole time. All right. Well, I guess we'll find out, chat. Eli, I don't even know how to switch ISPs, bro. I don't know what it is, bro. Like, brand new fiber optics worked fine Tuesday and Wednesday. Now all of a sudden it's spotty. It's like I have 900 upload and download. It's like 940. But yet the internet goes in and out. And I'm Ethernet. I'm fucking wired in, bro. It's shared. I got a bunch of devices, dude. I got all kind of fucking iPads and shit. A couple other laptops. But I think it's okay for now. It's been 4 minutes. We haven't had any issues. So I guess the Ethernet, switching that Ethernet port fixed it, I guess. We'll find out. But I guess, yeah. All right, well, I guess we'll get started then. Again. What's good, Jordan? What's good, Vadu, and everybody else were, intro round 2, man. What's good, everyone? All right. As far as what we do today, dude, the indices are so highly mixed right now. We just had a higher high on Nasdaq. This slightly higher high on ES, that kind of makes for a more difficult run if we do go higher. So I probably won't be trading this, but I'm going to watch it. I will be watching this. So, all right, I guess we're good now. All right. Anyway, if you're here, let me know in the chat. Just want to make sure that everybody has a good connection, that we're good to go. Yeah, I'll go over $1 in just a minute. I thought I shared the euro earlier this week. I didn't. Actually, we can go ahead and dive right into that. I had drew this out earlier this week on Monday or Tuesday. This was Monday. So I figured we would trade up into this mitigation here. There's an imbalance right there too. I thought we would trade right into that and then sell off down to the 107.95. Right? Because if we go take a look, the 29th of February and the 1st of March, was a consolidation and left some lows. And then these equal lows as well at 108.40. So that was, again, the justification for that. But we ended up going lower first. So I negated that idea and said, okay, well, I think it's scratched now. And then Wednesday, we trade higher. FOMC, I think it was Wednesday. So then we traded up into that mitigation. We actually traded a little bit above that on the 1 hour at least. And then we came down. So it's like being wrong and then being right later on. It's kind of weird, but I didn't have an order here. Once this had hit that target, I gave up on it. But one thing we did do on the way up, and I think I mentioned this maybe in the market review or on the live session on Wednesday, we left behind low resistant lows. So it's kind of, I don't want to say strange, but it is a little interesting how we took lows and then left equal lows right at that price level. I don't know, that's kind of, that throws me off a little bit, you know what I mean? But the fact is we still have that, and we still have this down here, and so I'm gonna stick to the idea, and I think that could easily be met with only a 10-12 pip drop. So that's probably what's going to take place. So with that being said, if we go to the dollar, I know in the market reviews this week and last week, we talked about down here, this gap down here, this down candle down here, and we were coming off of that. So fairly bullish on dollar, at least on a daily time frame. When we go to a 1 hour or even that 15-minute, this is what I had mentioned on Wednesday prior to FOMC. I said we do have highs up here, but we also have these lows and then equal lows at 103.30. So it could have went either way, in my opinion. It went lower, and then like the close of business and then the open like of Thursday's candle, that traded right there. So personally, I wasn't expecting us overnight, because I think this was London. Overnight on Thursday, absolutely ripped higher. And then we do see that continuation today, which ended up coming for that 104.20 level, low, and a little bit higher. So it was a wild week, man. It was a wild week. But this is why taking partials pays, right? A week like this, bro, if you take everything off, if you actually studied new lows and new highs this week, this is a perfect prime example of why taking partials is such a good idea. Okay. Because there's Tuesday's high, right? That was taken. That was the high of Wednesday. The equal lows down here, that was taken. That was the low of Thursday. And then those equal highs on Wednesday, well, that's kind of a big ass box, but you get what I'm getting at, right? Like new lows, new highs are almost not always reversals, but they're almost 99% of the time they're going to be great for taking partials. Okay? Because like even with Australian dollar, for example's sake, down here it filled in that daily imbalance, discount, down candle, whatever. I think it was stronger than New Zealand. Great. Well, what's the upside? 65.74. That was given well in advance. It trades above that and then overshoots that. The only new high it does make besides these equal highs is this one right here. It barely trades above that. That would have been a good partial as well in hindsight right there at London. And then it came all the way back. All the way back. So, you know, if you don't close at equal highs or close at new highs, this is what can happen. Shit comes all the way back to your entry even after like 100 pip move. So it do be like that, my friends. So that's just one more thing to note for your trading career. All right. Market show what happens when you don't take partials. Yeah, that's my point. That is my point, my friend. How much pips is enough? Doesn't matter. To conclude that previous high or low got swept. At least one. At least one. Because you got to remember, in the Forex market, 99% of traders are going to have spread. So even though you might have a 1 pip run on a high or a low, you got to incorporate spread into that. Like even down here. Unless that's equal. I can't really tell. Like these two. Those are equal for Australian. All right, well, let's say this one right here. Okay, you might not think that's a stop run, but that's a little bit less than a pip. But if you incorporate 2 or 3 pips for spread, that probably, this move right here definitely knocked out anyone who was short. I mean, who was long that had a stop here. They probably got knocked out and then the market traded higher. Make sense? So that's why sometimes you don't see, like you'll see runs on liquidity, but it's not a lot. That's why I disagree with Twitter, because they say it has to be a deep run. No, it doesn't. It doesn't have to be a deep run. What do you think about Effortless by Greg McKeown? What's the storyline behind it? I think it's, I mean, the book is longer than it needs to be, as most of them are. Wait, did you say Effortless? Oh yeah, well, both are. Essentialism is his first one. Effortless is his second one. Effortless by Greg McKeown. So I finished it, and basically the idea is, I mean, it's been a while, and I definitely took notes in here. But he's basically making it to where you have to set yourself up to make things easier. Keeping things simple, prioritizing, you know, shit like that. Extreme complexity only increases the cognitive load, making us that much more prone to errors. So what we need is not more knowledge, but new skills and strategies that allow us to apply the knowledge without taxing our working memory. Keep things simple. Oh, here's a good one. The Sesame Street rule. Don't go for overly sophisticated message. Or yeah, don't go for the overly sophisticated message. Don't go for the one that makes you sound smart. Go for the straightforward message that can be easily understood and repeated. That's what I try to do with you guys. I try to keep it simple. This is what it means to achieve effortless results, not to achieve a result once through intense effort, but to effortlessly achieve a result again and again. So you could even say this is a, what's it called? Productivity. You could even say this is a productivity based book. You know, finding the simpler way to do things, the better way to do things, not making things you know, taking a lot of effort, visualizing your goals ahead of time by defining what done looks like. So I mean, it's not a bad book. He talks about sleeping well and getting the right amount of sleep so you're being, you know, able to function better. And I definitely talk about that a lot too. So yeah, that's the gist of it. But yeah, as far as storyline, I don't know. But it's pretty good. If you liked, I think Essentialism was better. But usually, if I find an author that I like and they have one or two books or even more, if I liked one of them, I'll probably like the others. Usually, sometimes no. The only person I can disagree with that on is, what's his name? I like Steven Pressfield. I enjoyed The War of Art, but I think his other works kind of didn't hit the same. But yeah, there's your answer for that. Okay. What other questions you got? It was longer than it needed to be for sure. Yeah. So Alex, this is that reason right there is another reason why I don't pay attention to mainstream books. A few of the ones that I've told you guys about have been mainstream, like Atomic Habits by James Clear and a couple others. And you could even say Meditations is kind of mainstream, at least for the philosophy side. But there's a lot that I've recommended to you that you probably never heard of before. But there's a reason for that. Publishers, like mainstream publishers, there has to be a minimum word count. So there's a lot of fluff in these mainstream books because they want to meet a certain length requirement. And I think that's stupid. I think it's stupid. There's a good one of the ones I told you guys about, The Art of Living by Epictetus. Bro, this book is not very long and the pages aren't even full. Some of them are, but a lot of them aren't. They're only like half a page. That's fine. There's nothing wrong with that. The Inner Citadel isn't available in German language anymore? Really? That's fucked up, dude. That's fucked up. So the books that are longer than they need to be are ones that I don't reread. I'll take the notes from it, condense it to like 5 or 6 pages, and then just keep that. Alex, they do that as well. They're under contract. A lot of them are under contract. I'm glad I'm not. You know, with my next one, obviously I've been taking my time. Been writing it for like 2 years now. Maybe longer. No, maybe it's been about 2 years. But what you got to understand, dude, anything you create is an art. It's a form of art. I mean, think about that. If you're creating something, it's art, bro. If you're drawing a chart on a sheet of paper with a pen, that's art. You could take your time, make it look good, fine. Or you could just scribble some shit down and it's going to look horrible. I think being under contract forces people to produce art, and that, I think, is what makes for shitty content. Like, for example, I'll give you an easy example. So Patrick Bet David, right? Choose Your Enemies Wisely. That book came out December 5th. And I like Patrick Bet David and his friend Greg Dinkin. And I don't think he has any pressure with the publisher, but Patrick Bet David is very popular, okay? I get to page 20 and he quotes Marcus Aurelius, but then actually quotes Seneca. So he attributes the wrong author. And I'm like, how easily that could have been prevented. So I contacted Patrick Bet David's team. I said, hey, basically a professional way of saying you fucked up. They got back to me like a week later. And then they were like, what's your problem? What's the issue? I'm like, I don't have an issue. You quoted the wrong person. It's an error in your book, bro. So then I actually get in contact with Greg Dinkin. He emails me. He's like, hey, what's the issue? I said, oh shit, it's Greg Dinkin. So I emailed him and I was very professional and said, hey, look, on page 20, you've got a quote from Marcus Aurelius, but I believe that actually came from Seneca. So he emailed me a few hours later and he was basically like, oh shit, you're right. We'll fix that. He was like, we'll fix it for our paper edition. I'm like, okay. The whole point of me telling you this is that it sounded rushed. If you're going to quote somebody, you got to make sure it's the right quote, bro. You cannot pressure, like time-wise, you cannot pressure art. When people ask me, how long does it take to become profitable? How long will it take me to learn how to trade? I'm like, bro, it's going to take you as long as it takes you. How long is it going to take you to lose weight? It's going to take you as long as it takes you, dude. You cannot rush these things that take time. You go look at the statue of David and how long that took to complete. You look at some of these. Let me look this up real quick. The work was commissioned by the Opera del Duomo for the Cathedral of Florence in 1501 and took roughly 3 years to complete. The sculpture was to be a part of a series of other statues to be located along the roof line of the cathedral. Michelangelo was only 26 at the time of the commission. So it took 3 years, bro. More than 3 years for a statue, my friend. Think about that. And these writers want to put out books in like a year or a year and a half, maybe 2 years or something like that. I mean, and these people have editors and teams, you know, of researchers and shit like that. I don't have none of that shit. I don't have none of that shit. I do it all myself. The research, the editing, the writing, all of it. It's hard. It's very time consuming, and I'm taking my time for a reason. But yeah, that's my point, Alex. A lot of these mainstream books are just too much fluff, too much storytelling, too much just nonsense, and it I'm not gonna say it makes me angry, but it does kind of test you a little bit, because it's like, dude, I'm like wasting my time reading your bullshit. Just get to the point. Just get to the point. Don't trade this, my friends, because Dow is super weak. But I'd be interested to see if that holds or not. You have an imbalance here, potential mitigation here as well, and I think this is below yesterday's low here. So that might be something to watch. But I again, Dow's our weakest index. I wouldn't long that with a real account. I'm just watching it. I want something to watch for today. If anything, I would rather trust the S&P here versus the Dow Jones. And that's why I have this low marked up, because we have this low here, we have that lower low here, and then that third one here. So this, I think, if we get a reversal for the PM session, I think this could be our low of the day. So I would feel better longing this with a stop here versus the Dow. Okay. So again, those are just my thoughts on that. Would Jordan be your guest in the stream someday again? Yeah, probably. Probably so. We might have a collaboration next week, but not here. It'll probably be on this other person's platform. But I haven't said anything because I want to make sure that it's finalized before I tell you. Because we got to do something, man. We got to get some more viewers on here, bro. We got goobers with trend lines and shit that are getting 1,000 viewers on a Friday. I can't even crack 30. It's crazy, dude. My marketing sucks. 30 viewers, I can't even get 20 likes. Can't even get 20 likes, dog. I suck, bro. Worst fucking mentor on YouTube. Worst mentor on YouTube, bro. What do you do when you read or study from different mentors and they have opposite messages? What do you mean, Dalvin? On what topic? Or are you talking just in general? The best mentor on YouTube, maybe the worst Wi-Fi. Well, internet, because I'm plugged in, but you're right. Can't have anything nice, dude. Can't have nice shit. But Dalvin, that is a good question. When it comes to reading and you come across information that well, so and so said this, but this other person said that. I think it's good to challenge what you believe. I also think it's a good thing to hear other people, hear the other side of people's story, or, the other side essentially. Not that people in today's world don't really do that anymore. They would rather block you or get you kicked off the social media or whatever. A lot of people don't want that dialogue anymore. People don't debate anymore. They'd rather just block somebody or, do nothing. So I think it's good to listen to what someone else has to say. Well, so I'll give you a perfect example. I like Ryan Holiday. I think his books are wonderful. Does he say some stupid shit sometimes? Yeah. Yeah. I'm not saying that I'm a Republican because I don't vote. But I definitely can tell that Ryan is a Democrat. Some of his ideas are very far left field. He was one of the people that wanted everyone else to wear masks during the lockdowns a couple years ago, and he hates Donald Trump, and which it's like, I don't read his books for that commentary. I read his books for the main ideas. So I don't agree with what he believes politically, but I still like probably 95% of his work. So that would be stupid to just write off all of his work because he's a sheep when it comes to the lockdowns. It's okay. We're all sheep from time to time. It's all right. It's not bad. But sometimes we get sucked into the matrix. It's okay. He's allowed to be imperfect, just like we all are. So I don't hate him for that. And that's my point. You got to listen to what the other side has to say. But if you don't agree, then just don't agree and move on. There are times when Ryan and Robert Greene have, both dissed the Bible. A lot of people diss the Bible. You don't have to believe in it. You don't have to read it. You can have your own opinion. What the fuck? What was I saying? Marcus Aurelius told himself, you always have the option of not having an opinion. But again, they might not believe the Bible. Okay. But they do have quality content in other areas. Laws of human nature, 48 laws of power, stoic philosophy. So there's still some good ideas in there. There's some very, very good content in there, but I don't necessarily agree with the things that they have to say about the Bible or whatever, which is also kind of weird because Ryan quoted Jesus a couple times. So that's weird. Whatever. So at the end of the day, man, you just gotta listen to what everybody has to say, meaning like reading the book that they made is what I mean. Like, read the book, and you don't have to say he's 100% right or she's 100% right about all of it. It's like, dude, if you don't agree with it, then don't. Take what you want and leave it at that. The Stoic philosophers, they believed in gods and Zeus and all that. I don't believe that. You know, I don't believe in Zeus and all these, you know, odysseys and monsters and shit. I don't believe in none of that. But what's important about those stories is the lessons and wisdom that's hidden in there. Make sense? So hopefully I explained that the way that I wanted to. Hopefully I explained that the way that I wanted to. But yeah, that wasn't a bad reaction in there, huh? From that. If we define that a little bit more on the 1 minute, that puts us right there. So a little bit of a reaction from that. Buying below old lows. Again, that's kind of the idea. 40,000. Oh shit, I didn't notice that either. 40,000 level. Right there. Look at all that commerce done right there. All right, well, we never traded down and into that. Only immediately. Unless you counted the actual up candle, which I didn't. I usually don't do that. Meaning like that right there. I usually want the price to come down and into the bodies, not just the top of the wick. I don't care for that. But that right there is about a 6 or 7 point run from that. Oh well. What's good, Big James? We got about, I don't know, 5, maybe 10 minutes before we hop off here. I was trying to say this earlier. I guess it got booted. Or I had to restart the computer and all that shit. Yesterday, the video came out about Jeff being funded with 50K through Top Step. So if you haven't watched that, you should. And then earlier this morning, the Inner Citadel edited version came out. So you have 2 new videos plus the market review from yesterday. So if you haven't watched all 3 of those, you should do that. I think you should. So yeah, any last minute questions before we hop off? And then I will leave you to enjoy the weekend. And I'll probably order some tacos. Because it's cheat day, baby. Good old cheat day. What do you think? Should I get tacos or a quesadilla? Tacos or a quesadilla, my friends. Low resistant highs. So there's a nice run. Nice run on that. So that would be a partial. Again, I didn't say to long this with a live account. I told you not to do that. But for studying purposes, we talked about this earlier. A new high is almost always a good partial. So that right there is perfect. Potential entry in there. Potential exit right there. Buy low, sell high. Wham, bam. Thank you, man. So I know it's not a lot in terms of movement, but hey. A gain is a gain, my friend. A gain is a gain. So I'm wondering, we have 2 hours left in a day. I wonder if we can get above London's high. Because we just took our morning session high. I'm wondering if we can get up to London. I don't know. Nasdaq definitely led the way. I don't know. What do y'all think, chat? You think S&P could catch up? Or nah? Maximiliano said both. Dude, how much do you think I can eat, bro? Tacos, quesadilla, get a chalupa. Well, I don't know if the place that I go to, that I order from, I don't know if they have chalupas. And I'm not getting Taco Bell. Fuck that. Fuck that. Tacos, definitely both. I mean, I guess I could do both, but I'll probably have to save some for later then. Or tomorrow. The daily books you recommend are quote books? Yeah. For the most part. There's 5 daily readers that I recommend. Do you guys know what they are? Who can name all 5? You got 30 seconds. You got 30 seconds, chat. Who can name all 5? Daily Stoic? Well, that's one of them. Daily Maxwell, 2 out of 5. Meditations, even, well, Meditations is not a daily reader, but that is a good book, though. Naruto said Daily Stoic. The Stoic Journal is not one of them. But Daily Laws is. Maxwell Daily Reader. And you're blanking on the last. Okay, Daily Stoic. Maxwell Daily Reader. Who said it? Daily Laws. What are the last 2? Come on, chat. You know this. It's been on YouTube Shorts. It's been on Instagram Reels. See, told you I'm the worst mentor. I'm the worst. My students can't even tell me the books I put out. I'm trash, dude. Cameron says there's a religious one in there. All right, well, that doesn't count, Cameron. That doesn't count. But at least you're heading in the right direction there. Cameron said half a point. Cameron, you're blocked. You're blocked. Banned. Good luck to you. A Calendar of Wisdom by Leo Tolstoy is number 4. And New Morning Mercies by Paul David Tripp is number 5. Y'all made me sick. Y'all make me sick, dude. There you go. There's your 5 in the chat. All right, that's gonna be a wrap for me. All right, you guys have a blessed weekend. Let me check the description. If you go to the description, if you do shop on Amazon, you can get my book in the link. There's my microphone and these glasses in there too, if you want them. And the top one is that will link you to my book page on Amazon. So if you shop on Amazon, especially in the US, use my store. I'll make like fucking 10 cents off of each purchase. So do that. Grab those 5 and have fun. All right. So be blessed. I'll see you same time, same place on Monday, the 25th, for our next live session. And if you want something to watch this afternoon, I guess watch the 5312 level for S&P. That's going to be London's high. You can put an alert there. So we'll see if we end up getting that. The Nasdaq's already way above that. It can continue. So we'll see if the S&P ends up catching up to that or not. But that's going to be it. So y'all stay blessed, man. I'll see you on Monday.